Welcome to the Natural Year Challenge. This edition we're going to talk about making whey. So assuming that you had some success making your own yogurt and or kefir, you would at that point, before you refrigerate it, take it and do this and strain out the whey and use that in all sorts of ways that we put in the article. I love having whey on hand, and you will too, and it really is pretty easy. If you don't have that, you can't make it yourself, you can go to the store and you can drip off the whey from the top of the yogurt if it's a good active live culture yogurt. But for today, I'm using some yogurt. I didn't have much on hand. This has actually been in the refrigerator, so that's not ideal, but I can still make it. You can do one of two things. You can take cheesecloth, and I actually don't need that. You can take a strainer of some sort and use cheesecloth, maybe up to 4 layers depending on how it is. And you would line it with the cheesecloth and then you'd pour it and let it drain. What I like to do, because usually I have a lot of yogurt or kefir, I like to use the straining bag. And so what I do is just put it initially over the measuring, whatever size I'm using. And I've got this, so I just pour it in. And I let it then, now you see there's the whey. What I do, because I've usually got, this bag is usually full, is I take it and I hang it up in a cupboard. So let's go do that. Okay, it's a little awkward, I gotta admit, but it works for me. You probably can find an even better system, but I've got that draining, and now I wanna leave it for a few hours and let it really all drain out. So what I do is I put it through this, a spoon of some sort. I close the cupboard. Since I don't have handles, if you've got handles, that's a lot better. And then I just put a piece of tape. And that's what I do. You let it go for as long as you want. So this is such a small amount that I'm not going to get a whole lot of whey. But I've gotten, usually I use a big measuring cup, and that's full. And I get quite a bit. So when you're done, or when it's as thick as you want, or as much whey as you want, you take this off, and we'll do that. So hold on. Okay, so let's assume I've been letting that drain for a few hours. This is going to be very thick. What's left in here is very thick. And you can use it as cheese, and there's all sorts of things you can do. What I do is I will use a stick blender and make it all creamy and thick, and the kids like it as really thick yogurt. Especially if you're using goat milk, it tends not to make thick yogurt. That's one way to make it thick. And so I take that out, and then I put the whey with any other whey that I've got, and that's it. That's this edition of the Natural Year Challenge. Thanks for watching.